This video will show you how to transform your images, drawings, or renders into a blueprint effect using Photoshop in only one click. Let's get started. I'm using these boards from my scholarship board video. If you haven't checked that out, I'll have it linked in the cards. But basically, what you want to do is have the grid and the paper texture on your file and size them accordingly to your drawing. If you hide both layers and then duplicate them to all of the boards that you have or the images that you have, I know that they're in the same size, so if I right click here and duplicate, it will automatically duplicate it and size them for me in every single board. I can go into my actions, and if it's not there, you can go up here to Windows and Action to open it, and then click on this blueprint style, and there you go. I mean, how quick was that? That was so quick and super cool, and I like the effect that it creates. So this action, I've created it myself. It's on my Gumroad page, which I'll have linked in the description box. And I've been seeing these boards all over Pinterest, and I wanted to create them myself, but I wanted something quick and easy. So this is really suited for images and diagrams and things like that. If it was for text, it will create more like an outline around the text. So you can go into fine edges and erase that because it will act as a clip-in mask. So any part that you don't like this effect applied to, you can go into the fine edges clip-in mask and then just erase that with a black brush. I'm gonna do the same thing across all of the boards to see how they all look. I'm using boards that are already done and sorted just to show you how the action works, but of course you can create this action and use it on different images and bring them all together in one board. And then the text, maybe write it yourself from the beginning to be this navy color. But this is also really cool if you want to change existing boards to something a bit more special. Maybe you went into presentation and everyone had kind of the similar style of drawing and you wanted to stand out. That way you don't have to create new drawings, you can just apply this filter or action. And there's also a very cool trick if you want to invert this. All you have to do is go to the grid, click on here, and then click invert, and then you have this completely different style. So I'm gonna do that to another board to alternate it. So when I'm presenting, it'll be white, blue, white, blue, white. I would also like to add a box or a stroke over some of the images just to give it a bit more depth. So I'm gonna add a rectangle and then add the stroke to be the same color. And I'm gonna do that for all of the pages as well. And for the navy boards, you can also add a rectangle but change the stroke to white. And for this action, the grid is set to be at 10% because I felt like it was really soft and it worked with the majority of the images, but you can also go back and edit it, especially for the navy boards. I feel like the grid doesn't show as much, so you can go back and change the opacity. I think at 30% looks really nice. This action is primarily for images. It finds the edges using this filter and then it creates almost like a stroke, and that's how it turns images into line drawing style. So if you zoom in on your line drawings, you will see that it kind of applies a stroke. I would personally delete plans and sections from the find edges if I know my tutor is going to be really picky about line weight. To install this action is also really simple. Go to actions and then from this button, load the action and you'll have it pretty much installed. But always make sure that you have the grid and the paper texture in your file to apply the style. And that's it. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I'll have the link to this action and the grid and the paper texture in my Gumroad. So I have set it for free because the goal of this really is just to help you guys achieve this look in your presentation board. You can add whatever price you think it's worth. That way I know that if you are enjoying this type of actions and this type of tutorials and products, I can create more like this, and it will also be a massive support for the channel, for me, and everything that I do here. So thank you so much if you do decide to buy it. Don't forget to subscribe and like, share, leave a comment, you know the drill. I'm Rosa Shiruro, and I'll see you next time.